Welcome back to the IPF World Open Sub-Junior, Junior and Masters Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships. We're here in Vilnius, Lithuania. I'm Joe Whiteley and it is my absolute pleasure to be here this week with Gary Williams. We're into the second session of day 9, I think, of this competition, which is day 6 of the Classic competition. We're through to the Opens now, and we have the Open Women Middleweights here for you today. We're going to run this as one group, and it's the 63, 69 and 76 kilo classes. It's hard to keep track of sometimes when you have so many weight classes on the platform at once. So if you go to goodlift.info, you can follow along the score sheet live. Gary, we had an absolute masterclass in the 74s this morning.
Yeah, look, that was one heck of a rematch, between Kadama and Ivan as well there from the Ukraine. Ivan coming out on top with the gold medal,
he's
and
no
well
stranger
deserved
to the World Championship title, but that's the first time he's managed to beat the master.
It was a tough ask, but he's been chasing him the whole week.
So we are underway already, and this is Lucy Glover of Great Britain. She's asked for 85 kilos for her opening bench.
Yeah, look, you look across the board there for the nominations for all three weight classes here, and it is tight at the top. There is just nothing separating your top 4, top 5 lifters in each weight category.
Lucy benched 90 at the British bench in August, so this should be comfortable, hopefully. And it is.
Yeah, that's a good opening lift. And the British team have been quite proficient all week at selecting openers.
We've had a few dicey moments, but in general, it's gone really well. And we have another Brit coming out next. This is Karanjit Baines from Great Britain as well. She's no stranger to international competition. She was the Commonwealth champion back in 2019 out in Canada, and she's been out to a few internationals before that.
Yeah, just giving some quick instructions to the spotting crew there, how she wants that bar to be handed out.
She did compete at the British Open, though, only 3 weeks ago, and the All England only a couple of weeks before that, and the British bench before that. So this is about 4th or 5th competition in a couple of months.
Yeah, that is a big load, and a difficult
really
training load as well.
That was a very careful descent, but it was nice and easy on the press.
She got a super light touch. She holds that bar in the touch point really well.
Gives the parents in the audience a big smile as she leaves the platform there. Amalia Nam, ROC. She's in the 76 kilo class, and she has requested 90 kilos to open her account.
Yeah, this should be quite a conservative opening lift for her. Well under her previous personal best.
That was very quick indeed.
Made that one look easy. I'll have that, thank you very much.
No deviation in position whatsoever. And now we have Katie Roberts. She had the same schedule as Karanjit, actually.
But it's not just a massive lifting schedule. Training to peak for all those competitions is really complicated.
So she's opening today with 97.5.
And should be wanting to put a good one on the board here.
Yeah. Okay, that looked decent.
Yeah, she got a little bit uneven there, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing in the rule book that says the bar has to come up straight.
And she kept her position very well. Mari Engberg next, Finland. She's opening with 100. She's in the 63 kilo class. On the graphic there at the top left, you can see that the weight class of the lifter coming out.
And the 63 kilo class is close all the way through. I mean, there's no one that's really a clear favourite there.
Mari's lifted at the European bench a few times. I think this is her first Worlds, though.
Ooh, that was a tough opener, though.
It wasn't super easy, was it?
She gets one red light, and that's not a problem, but it just didn't look. She sunk way too deep with the touch there, and you could see it just sort of pressed her out a little bit.
Valentina Nelubiova, ROC, she's in the 69s, and she's 55 years old and coming out to lift with the Open.
Quite an amazing lifter. I think she competed earlier this week in the equipped as well.
Yeah, I was just looking that up actually. She won her class in the equipped. She lifted in the M2s in the equipped, benched 122.5.
Absolutely superb.
Very nice indeed.
Look, she's a great lifter and she has so much experience. She is putting numbers on. She's watching this board. She's seen how close all the nominations are. And she knows that if she plays her cards right, she could walk away with a medal here.
And here's Sophia Ellis. Very familiar face, very popular lifter. She was 4th place in Halmstad a few weeks ago. Benched 102 at that competition. She's got a huge deadlift as well. That often doesn't go together, does it? A big bench and a big deadlift.
Yeah, they're quite, they're very different muscle groups and very different lifts.
Oh, easy.
Great position on that bench there.
Very easy
Probably
indeed.
look better from the side.
Coached today by Paul Marsh.
Gets that chest up nice and high. Stays solid through the hips.
Lovely. Anita Camilla Bratland next from Norway. She's also in the 76s. She's asked for 102.5.
Yeah, this should be a fairly reasonable opening lift. It's a couple of plates under her personal best. And it is. She makes that look very easy. The referees say 3 white lights.
Very nice indeed. Trots off the platform. Yeah, great positioning.
Yeah, she really uses the whole body quite well there as one single system. And she gets that power transfer quite cleanly.
Pantea Stupanets next from Austria. In the 63s, coming out for 105. First World Championships, done a couple of Europeans.
Yeah, she should handle this quite well. Great control on the descent there. It was so smooth. Very light touch. Gets it just to her chest and stops it there. Very nicely done.
We have Janet Palagi next from Hungary for 107.5. Seen a lot of great benches coming out of Hungary.
Yeah, and they've had quite a big team here this week as well.
We've already taken a world champion in the female open.
Yeah, and 107.5 is a very conservative opener. And very nicely done. And puts her in a good position there. In such a tight field.
Albert Bostrom next from Sweden.
Yeah, 110 kilos on the bar. Her listed personal best is 102.5. But of course, many of these athletes have competed several times since submitting their nominations.
Yeah, and she was third placed in the juniors at Halmstad only a few weeks ago, and competed in the Swedish bench as well. So she did 115 in Halmstad.
Yeah, so this should be well within reach, but you also got to consider the competition toll. Very nicely done.
That was strong. It looked a lot less fragile than a lot of high arch benches.
Yeah, quite often you see the high arch and it is very fragile, but she seems to have that quite well.
Maria Ryabova, ROC, coming out for 110 in the 69 kilo class.
Yeah, 28 years of age. So her personal best is listed at 107.5, but I think she lifted more than that in the Russian Championships not too long ago.
Well, that's a very high touch point, isn't it? That's unusual.
Yeah, it's quite odd. The classic lifting. Let's have a look at the. She gets the 3 white lights and made it look very easy.
Certainly didn't give her any trouble. I don't know if her path went slightly wrong on the way down.
I think it wasn't actually where she wanted to do it, and that is the importance of choosing a weight that you can do even if you get it a little bit wrong.
Katerina Kryukova next for 112.5. She was bronze medalist in Japan.
Yep, this isn't her first rodeo. She's got some experience there, and she'll be looking to try and do a little bit better than that this time around. But she's up against some pretty tough competition.
She benched 120 at a national competition early this year, so this should look comfortable. And it does.
It does. Looks very comfortable. And 3 white lights.
Arsel Nurkanova, Kazakhstan, looking for 115. These are big openers in the 69s.
They are really huge numbers, and it's such a tight field. I mean, you've got 112, 110, then you've got 115, and then followed by another 115. It really is anybody's game here.
Oh, she didn't lift in Japan, but she took the sub-junior class in Finland the year before. So she's still a junior now, competing open. It took her a long time to get the start command there because she was still moving about on the bench, but that was very easy.
Yeah, she's got plenty of room to move, but there's certainly one thing Kazakhstan has struggled with a little bit this week with some setups and getting the positioning right.
Next out, Andrea Petrek from Croatia. And this will put her not quite in the lead. This will put her in second place. She's got the higher lot number than Nurkanova, so she goes out second for the same weight. But she's higher body weight, so this will not move her past.
Yeah, this is just a case of putting some numbers on the board and watching the game.
Of course, a good strategy is always to get one in and then try and move ahead in your second lift and force the other lifter to go for a weight they can't do for their third. Obviously, everyone's trying to play the same game, though.
Yeah, look, it's really tough. I mean, and quite often you get caught up in the whole nomination thing and you know, trying to get the nomination up, trying to start off really well. But the important thing is get that one on the board, then you can get into the game. If you can't get on the board, you're not in the game.
Sure. Michaela Odling, Sweden, 117.5. The Swedish coaches have had a really busy week. Huge team.
It's been a massive team this week. And they've probably been one of the biggest crowds in the audience as well.
Yeah, I think so. This is her first international competition. She's been competing a little while, a few years in Sweden.
She gets up on those shoulders, and she stays up on those shoulders really well, actually.
Very nice indeed.
Very nice opening.
Very similar technique, actually, to her teammate, Bostrom.
You can see how she gets right up on those shoulders, but those shoulders stay in position really well.
Fantastic position. Xenia Khan now, she won the equipped competition.
She did. She was very impressive, very strong. But she is not going to have it all her own way today. The 76 kilo class is very close at the top.
She benched 165 in the equipped. Do you think handling that kind of weight in a shirt really helps?
I think it does. I think you've got obviously one side of it. If you're competing equipped, then in classic there is a risk of you know, wearing yourself down. But I think training with those weights, so training for equipment, training for classic, holding those weights, it prepares the neural pathways very well.
She needs to get her butt down before she'll get a start command. There we go. Easy.
Great opening
Wow. You don't expect
That was
130
fast.
kilos to move that quickly. But she's not the only lifter that's coming out for it.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to set the world record to win in the 76s today.
I think so. Because we have Annika Zeelander coming out for the same weight.
Yeah, now this will be interesting to see her technique and setup as well. We've seen two of the Swedish team with very similar techniques.
Annika is 150 grams lighter than Zania.
She's in a great position then,
So
isn't
this
she?
will move her into first place if she gets it.
Oh, great press.
No drama
Three
there
white
at all.
lights.
Wow.
That moved like an absolute rocket.
Fist bumps Oscar Bjork there as she leaves the platform. And these are the standings as we go into round two. Bostrom is leading the way in the 63s, Nurkanova in the 69s, and Zeelander in the 76s as we head out with Karanjit Baines with 90 kilos for a second. Quite a conservative jump.
Yeah, look, her opener moved really well. And I think, yeah, I think it is a little conservative, but I think it's just playing the numbers in the correct manner here.
She's done 92.5 at her last couple of competitions, but they have been very, very recent.
Yeah, you've really got to take that into consideration when you're selecting your openers and your second lifts, how many competitions you've been doing. Because it often doesn't catch up with you until you get out there on the platform.
Still, she looks
Yeah.
strong.
Still looks very good. Yeah, certainly no problems with that lift.
Fellow Brit, Lucy Glover, coming out next for 90 as well. She was successful at the British bench with this in August. So hopefully this moves well.
Yeah, and you were saying earlier that she's had quite a big competition load. So let's hope it hasn't.
Actually,
taken
Lucy
its
hasn't
toll.
done as many as the other two Brits. She's only done the British bench.
So she's a bit fresher.
Yep. The other two did the open free lift as well quite recently.
Oh, that was a bit slow.
Quite a long way for the bar to move there. She's got quite long arms.
Yeah, I think it looked to me that her elbow slid a little bit early, but
Yeah, you could be right.
just a little bit. And when you're at the top end of your maximal lift, you know, it's only a little bit of an error that makes things a bit tougher.
Amalia Nam from ROC next for 95.
And what's great to see is that every lifter in this group got their opening lift on the board.
That really is nice. It's so stressful when you miss your opener. There was a little bit of work to do there.
Yeah, look, I think there's still 2.5 to 5 kilos room to move there.
The platform crew are moving so quick that the bar is loaded and
It
the lift
is
is out
fast, isn't it?
before we
And
watch the replay.
And it's so quick, it's tough on the coaches to get those changes in for the last
True.
lift
We
as well.
did see a couple miss, didn't we? It was so fast. So this is 100 kilos, only gone up 2.5. As we said, she's done a lot of competitions recently, so that's probably a wise move.
Yeah, look, and I think 100 kilos is close enough if someone makes an error
That's
to
comfortable
take a
though.
run at the podium.
Yeah.
3 white lights, and she's pretty happy with that.
And we have Mari Engberg from Finland, also in the 63s. She's added 5 kilos to her opener, This is 105.
Yeah, look, her opener moved really well, and this is a really nice move because this will temporarily put her into bronze. And she starts to put some pressure on the opponents then. You know, it's always not a bad position to be in when you've come in, you've nominated a little bit lower than others, and you're in that position where you can just start to put a bit of pressure on and just wait for an opportunity. Oh, that's
I think she made a little bit of a mistake at the bottom there. Maybe we'll catch that on the replay.
Yeah, on her expression is that she got it all wrong. Yeah, you can see.
It rolled down her chest. So she was pressing from a too low a position.
She lifted it up really well, but I think she sort of lifted that chest a bit too fast.
So here's Sophia Ellis. She opened at 100. She's gone up to 105. She looked super easy though. Looked very comfortable. This will move her up one place for now. She's done 117.5 in the past.
Yeah, so there's plenty of room here.
And she's got Paul Marsh on her team today, so there will be the best attempt selection possible for her. He knows her very, very well.
Yeah, it always helps when the person handling you is quite familiar with your lifting and previous competitions.
Pantea Supanets, Austria. Looking very relaxed on the platform there. I mean, you want to bring some intensity, but it is, if you can avoid getting overly stressed and anxious, it does go better for your competition.
Yeah, she's in a nice spot now. I mean, Engberg having missed her second.
Yeah.
You know, Pantea's now in a sort of position, well, I'm in the bronze. I'm probably not being threatened a lot.
Ooh, but that's not going though.
That's not moving. Has she just left the door open?
So I think she is now under pressure again. I think that would have moved her into a safer place, but she's now under pressure from Engberg again.
Yeah, she's just sort of left an opportunity for Engberg to maybe take a run at it.
I think she's hovering a little bit on the chest, and maybe she's using up quite a bit of energy there.
Yeah, it works well if you get a very fast press call, but if you've got to hold it for a while, it's a lot of energy.
Now, this is a World M2 record. You can take Masters records in the Open. You can't put a smaller increment on it. You have to put the 2.5 kilos on it.
So we are not even halfway through round 2, and we've got a world record attempt. Previous world record 102.5. Looking for 107.5.
Oh, not quite there.
Just not quite there.
So that 102.5 belongs to Annette Pedersen, absolute legend from Denmark. Hasn't gone that time. She gets another crack at it on her third.
It didn't look overly technically wrong. She just didn't seem to drive well off the chest. I think she'll rectify that and take that in the third. Yeah. She's very experienced lifter. But
she did lift earlier this week, or last week.
And that is going to take its toll.
Yeah. Anita Bratland for 107.5. Gone up 5. Strong.
Oh, very
that was
strong.
Very nice.
3 white lights. That was a very, very good lift.
Shanat Palagi from Hungary, 110. We're getting up in some huge numbers already.
Yeah, and this lift here, I mean, this puts her and keeps her in touch and taking a run at the gold. I mean, this will actually temporarily put her into the gold medal position. But she just needs to stay close enough to Bostrom that she can take a good run at it. She's looking very strong in her opener. And that slowed her down a bit, but she's got a very good grind.
Yeah, she stayed patient, kept pushing.
And that is the key. When you get into trouble like that, you've got to keep your technique.
Alba Bostrom, Sweden, 112.5 to move back ahead. Now she had phenomenal positioning.
Yeah, 110
really
moved
solid.
like a rocket.
Yeah. So she's not done anything crazy. She just wants to stay ahead.
Yeah, this is a really smart lift selection from the Swedish team. 112.5 is a really safe bet on a second. Yeah, a little bit slower there.
Had a little bit of trouble moving it through.
But she's happy with that. So that puts her out in front.
Ekaterina Kryakova from Kazakhstan. She's gone up 5 to 117.5. This will move her into the first place for now.
Yeah, and she was really strong on that first lift. And it is tough competition to try and get up into the gold or silver in this group.
I saw the jury on their feet just now. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the table in case we hear anything. Yes, I think the Hungarians had a lift overturned. We've not heard it on the mic, but I think that's what's happened.
So
in the
Katya gets
meantime,
3.
yep, Kryakova gets her lift.
And it looks strong.
Oh, and she pushed it forward as well, didn't she?
Yeah, she was a bit out of position, but she still managed to muscle through it.
So Pelagi has had her second lift of 110 overturned for butt lift, I believe.
Yeah, we can see the jury talking to the referees. So that gives Bostrom a bit of breathing space there.
Meanwhile, we have Maria Ryabova, ROC, for 117.5. She's gone up 7.5.
And I think she's managed to pull it off.
There's no rule against an even extension.
She does. She gets 3 white lights.
But it doesn't make it easier for you. And that's Ryabova now in second place. Now we have a world junior record coming up.
This is phenomenal, isn't it? We've got masters and juniors competing the opens and breaking world records and taking gold medals. Absolutely outstanding.
So this is Arsel Nurkanova. She is looking to take the standard in the 69 kilo junior class.
So is this a risk going for the world record so early given?
No.
Yes, apparently
like
it is no risk at all.
Well, it was only 5 kilos up from
That's
her
true,
opener,
yeah.
so that's not too far.
And apparently that is absolutely no risk because that flew like a rocket.
Yeah, that is the world junior record in the 69 kilo class. And we have Andrea Petrek from Croatia out next, looking to lift the same weight, 120 kilos, to take the lead. It doesn't quite take the lead, it takes her into second.
Heavier.
Yeah.
And she was very good on her opening lift. And she was very good on her second as well.
Moved well through the rest of the range.
Yeah, it was smooth all the way through. I mean, there was never a point where it really looked in doubt. There's still a bit left in the tank to come out for the third.
So we have Michaela Odling next from Sweden. She had great technique. She's added 5 kilos to the bar, and this is 122.5. She's in third place. She won't move up with this.
Yeah, she's pretty secure in that third place as well.
Yeah, I think so, and probably second place is out of reach. So we've got a big fight for first and second, and then we've got a real scrap further down the rankings. But I think Odling is...
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
secure in her
really going to
place.
threaten her. I mean, if she doesn't get this lift, obviously it does open the door of possibilities. But she
There
makes
we
short
go.
work of that
I think
one.
she's nailed the bronze medal on now with that lift.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone being able to really threaten that bronze medal now. Yeah.
Now we have the equipped world champion coming out for her raw second bench, Zania Khan.
Yeah, if she wants the gold in the classic, she's going to have to fight really hard for it.
She is, because she's 150 grams heavier than Zelander.
There's that extra piece of toast. It's always the extra piece of toast,
It
isn't
always
it?
is, yeah. So here we go, 135 on the bar. In the 76s, this is only 5 kilos off the world record. And I think that's a standard.
Yeah, because this...
Yeah, it is. So you only have to meet the standard, not exceed it.
Oh, she has a very awkward take on the bar, doesn't she? Oh, fantastic.
Wow. I would be astonished if we don't see a world record go on the bar for a third.
I'm not sure you'll see it on the replay, but she has very good wrist deviation, which means she can decrease that range of motion a lot. Yeah, you can't see it from this angle.
So, this will be a European record. This is 135 for Zelander to move back into first place.
Can she get back in the running here? It's only 5 kilos, and her opener was very, very good. And the second was
beautiful.
very good as well.
If anything, that was easier than Khan's.
Yeah, it is going to be one heck of a battle.
Now, she did get...
She got one red light.
There's a conversation going on with the ref and the coach. I'm just
he
trying
just wants to know what
lip
for.
read from a distance. I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, I can't really see anything from there, but...
So those are the standings as we go into round 3. Bostrom leading the way in the 63s, Nurkanova in the 69s, and Zelander in a really tight battle in the 76s.
Yeah, it's really tight, isn't it? They're both nominated the same weight for the third. Obviously, there'll be some attempt changes going in.
I think so, because Zelander's 135 just looked so easy. But in the meantime, we have Karanjit Baines from the Great Britain for 92.5. Now, a second didn't look easy.
Yeah, I mean, she's been conservative again, though. She's only taken those 2.5 jumps, which I think is smart. Every athlete comes with their own plan and their own personal goals.
Well, she's done this weight the last couple of competitions. And she's done it at this one as well.
Yeah, I think that should be a good lift. We'll wait and see, and it is.
And that's a great achievement to do your best lifting on the world stage.
It really is. Yeah, she has quite a solid position. Feet are dug down really firmly.
Lucy Glover now. She's gone up 2.5, and I think that's right. She didn't look like she had a huge amount left on her second.
Yeah, look, I mean, she's come here, she's got her game plan. You know, the medals are a little bit out of reach in the 76s at the moment.
Oh, it's such a phenomenally competitive
It is. This
class.
is about reaching personal goals, getting experience, and working your way to the top over the next several years.
Oh,
Can
and
she
it's a
grind it? She's
Oh,
still
she's
going.
staying with
She's
it.
still going.
What a
I think
fight.
she's got it there. She has.
Let's see what the referees say.
And
That
what
has to
a
be the
lift.
grind of the competition, and that's a PB for
That
her.
is fantastic. That's how you want to finish your third lift.
Absolutely brilliant. Look at that. She doesn't give up. She's patient. She keeps her butt down. She keeps her position on the bench, and she just keeps pushing.
Absolutely fantastic.
Phenomenal
you keep
lifting.
your technique. It will get you through most of the time. Sometimes it's just too heavy. But if you keep that technique, it gives you every opportunity.
Amalia Nam from ROC. She's looking for 100. Again, she's a little bit out of reach of the medals in the 76s. But there's some absolutely insane weights being lifted here. That looked good.
Yeah, 3 white lights. very solid lift.
Here is Mary Engberg.
Yeah, she missed a second, but this will temporarily roll her into third place. And her second, she just looked like she just got completely offline. So let's hope she rectifies that, because she is certainly in with a shot here.
I think she got that wrong at the bottom, didn't she?
Just
double
couldn't
bounce.
quite get the timing right.
Lost her tightness.
Yeah.
Had nowhere to go.
But she has done her absolute best.
Leaves her with the best of 100. She is currently in 4th place. However, Katie Roberts is going to attempt to go past her. This will be a big PB for Katie.
Yeah, look, and this will put Katie up into that third bronze medal position for the time being. You know, and certainly an opportunity there, given the Austrian missed her second. No, I don't think she's got it though. It's
I
just
think
a bit
that
too
was
much.
quite a brave attempt.
Yeah, and I think it was an attempt you had to take. It was a, you know, it was a 50%er.
But that leaves her with the best of 100 kilos and 5th place. Pantea Supanets, she is now secure in bronze medal position. This won't move her up as she is heavier than Palagi.
So she will go home with a bronze medal. I'm quite sure she'd like to go home with a bronze medal and 107.5 kilos.
I think she jumped that.
Yeah, and it's not
didn't go
moving
anywhere.
either.
Sometimes you jump it in a panic because you know that it's either you go now or you don't go
Yeah,
at all.
it is. It really is. I mean, you get down to the chest and you do know that point where if I don't go now,
Yep.
I'm not going.
So here we go again for an M2 world record at 107.5 for Valentina Nelyubova.
Yeah, I think her experience is going to pull her through on this one. I think she has the experience. I think she has 107.5 in her. It has been a big week for her already.
Tense moment for Annette Pedersen. She was here earlier this week, lifting and coaching. She unfortunately was just a little bit too heavy today.
Yeah, look, I think any given day she might get that, but I think with the week that's happened already,
Yeah, it's a
just
tough
bit too
ask,
much.
isn't it? Lift twice, get a world record. Just a bit ambitious. So we have Anita Bratland from Norway coming out for 110. The podium in this class is just an incredible place.
Yeah, I mean, look at the top two. You've got to set a world record to get onto the podium, onto the gold or silver medal.
So this won't move her up. She's not quite secure in her 4th place though. Sophia Ellis is going to come out and try and challenge her for that soon.
Yeah, I think she's played the smart move though. She's put on what she thinks she can do, and look at that. I mean, I think if you put another 2.5 on there, it may not have gone up.
Right on the edge of what she could do. So she's happy. She's done everything she can. So think about powerlifting. You do what you can. You cannot affect what the other lifters do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you've just got to come in with your plan, your own personal goals.
Hey, Sophia, she was 4th at Halmstad. She is looking to try to take 4th place with this lift.
Well, she's been very good so far.
Yeah, she has benched more than this in the past. Oh,
And
look,
she
that was so
does
easy.
very well.
That's
So
absolutely
she gets herself
brilliant.
back
and
into
she's
4th
delighted.
position.
And so am I. She's a lovely lady. I'm really pleased for her. That was, you've got to think she had another 5 there.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was still some more in the tank. I think she did the right thing, though.
Yeah, there's no point in coming out for a weight that's
she put on what she needed to get that 4th place back.
Exactly right. Shanette Palagi from Hungary. She's secure in 2nd. She is looking to take the gold.
Oh, it's just a little bit too much today, though.
Leaves with the best of 107.5 and the silver medal.
Yeah, I think that was a very well selected attempt, though.
And we have a change. So let's just see if we can see.
I'm just waiting to see who it is. I'm just imagining maybe Bostrom will drop now, and she has.
She has 117.5. Bostrom is already world champion. Cannot be challenged.
I think that was a really clever move. I mean, she didn't need the 120 now. And she probably felt that maybe 120 was a little bit out of reach.
Look at the look on her face. She knows she's world champion already. It's got to be hard to bring any intensity to a max lift. It says there her bench press PB is 102.5.
Well, it certainly isn't that anymore.
I find that a little bit hard to believe. And yeah, she did 110 recently at the in Halmstad.
And she's about to go for 117.5. Her lifts have looked very good.
Oh, not quite.
117.5 is just a bit too much today. Very difficult to bring the intensity when you've already won the World Championship.
And internally, she's going crazy and she's trying to keep herself calm to do a bench press.
And she takes away the gold medal.
So we're into the 69s now with Ekaterina Kryakova. Sitting in 3rd for the moment. This will move her up to 1st place with the other lifters still to respond.
Yeah, so I mean, this is quite interesting, this class here. I mean, there's only a couple of kilos, separating these top 4 lifters. And you don't want to overshoot.
That's true, actually. The top 4 have all nominated either 120 or 122.5. Of course, they've all got a change to come.
She's got to replace. Not quite sure what for. I couldn't really see from this angle, but it's only got 16 seconds left now. And you can see she looks a little bit under stress.
Yep. She's got the command.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too difficult setting up a second time.
So this is going to be nervous for now. I expect Ryabova is going to change because she's the heavier lifter. Oh no, she doesn't need to. She just needs to make this lift. She's going to come out for 120. And this will move her above Kryakova.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a pressure lift though.
Gets her on the podium.
And it's always tough coming out for the same weight when you've just watched someone fail that weight. You have to really not get caught up in other people's lifting.
And it's a struggle.
Oh, it's a struggle, but she gets there.
It.
And she does.
2-1. She is on the podium. And that cannot be taken away from her now. She's the bronze medalist.
She is solid in the bronze.
So we have 2 lifts coming out now. Asel Nurkanova is coming out to break the junior world record that she set with her 2nd lift. She's added 2.5 kilos, and she is lighter than Petrek.
Yeah, so she takes this, and Petrek will have to increase her 3rd attempt. I think she jumped there. Yeah, she bounced and went with it, and it's thrown her off completely there.
So she's sitting in 1st place, but she has to watch Petrek come out for the same weight, 122.5, to move past her. You can see that was just touch and go.
Yeah, and you could see as soon as she lifted, she'd realised that she jumped, and then you're not going to press anymore.
This is for the world title. Andrea Petrek, only 24 years old, 1st year in the Opens, and she's fighting for the gold medal.
And she's been putting up a good fight as well. Her previous lifts have both indicated that 122.5 is certainly there. Can she put it all together on the day? And gets a nice handout that she wants there. Oh, I think she has.
There we go.
I think she has put that together very, very well. She does. She takes the gold medal.
I was going to say she walks away the world champion, but she skipped away the world champion.
She just ran away the world champion, or skipped. Just about bowled a coach over on the way up.
Kept her position really well. That's a great lift. Well-deserved gold medal there. So, here we go. We were looking at the two front runners, but Michaela Odeling has put on 135. Look at her, she's bringing the hype.
Yeah, look, it's a big jump from 122.5 to 135.
And you have to think that Zelander and Khan will get their third lift. However, this will temporarily at least put Odeling up into
it certainly
first.
gives her the opportunity. She has the bronze medal.
I think the two front runners were looking at each other, and maybe Odeling has snuck up under the radar.
Didn't expect her to really sort of come in there with a big enough number.
And of course, this is a big ask coming up from 122.5.
It is a huge, huge jump.
She jumped it.
She jumped it as well. She just got a little bit
overexcited.
Yeah, and it really was. I think that was the overexcitement of a possibility of taking the gold. And she knows it, but look, she got the bronze medal.
So we have a change coming in. So both of these lifters are going to want to go second. They're going to want to look to see what the other lifter does. So Zania Khan has put half a kilo on there. And she's going to try and force Anika Zelander to come out second, to go out first. However,
and there's another attempt change going in.
So we are...
So you have two attempt changes. Will we see another attempt change?
I think we will. I think they're both going to want to come out for...
So I think 141 is going on.
Yep, there we go. 140.5 for Zelander. She has the higher lot number. So she will go out second for the same way. I'm expecting Khan to go up to 141.
It is a tough day at the office when you've got to break a world record to take a shot at the gold, isn't it?
No, we've got a change.
I thought we'd see another one come in. Zhenya really wants to be the second one out here. She's trying to stay in control.
I don't think Zelander's going to let her. So there we go. She's put 141 on. And I have no doubt at all that the Swedish coach is at the table now. You can see
there at the table already.
We have another change, and Zelander is going to go up to 141.
Nobody has any more changes left.
Do you know what? You had a go. You tried to force me out. I'm not having it. You go and do it. At any rate, this is a world record attempt, an open world record in the 76s. It's a standard, so they only had to meet the standard of 140, but with a little bit of game playing, we've ended up at 141. They've put pressure on each other, pushed it up a kilo, and now Khan has no choice. She has to come out for this weight.
Well, it's a world record to get into the gold medal position.
They've both got 141 nominated. If Khan makes this, then Zelander has to go to 141.5 because 141 is no longer a world record.
Well, we said either of them were going to have their work cut out for them for the gold medal, and it certainly is.
So this is for a world record and the world title. Everything on the line on one lift.
Oh, can she grind? I think she gets there. That is a tough grind.
What a battle of coaches.
And she gets it on the board. She gets the world record.
I think her coach is as pleased as she is. Look at that. They nearly took him out on the way past.
So she takes the world record at 141, but it's not over yet.
Look at that.
Look at the strength coming through the whole body.
Gets it to the top. So we have to put 141.5 on now for Annika Zelander, but I wouldn't bet against this lift. She's
Look,
looked
I wouldn't
phenomenal.
bet against it either, but it's going to be a tough lift, isn't it?
I can hear cries of coming on already from the Swedish team.
Ada's going to take everything she's got, though.
This is to take a world record that's 40 seconds old.
When you've got to break a world record to win a world title, it is a tough, tough field.
There's Oscar Björk, he's head coach for the Swedish team. And there is some tension in the room.
Oh,
she's
just
not got
too
it.
heavy, so
She hasn't got it.
Khan will
Khan
take the
walks
gold
away
medal.
the world champion.
She gave it everything she had today. We said it was going to be tough. It was tough right from the start, matching head to head. But in the end, Zhenya Khan takes the world championship.
Well, that's been an absolutely phenomenal session. We knew we'd have some great lifting here today, but we had the fights with the coaches, head games played with the attempts, and Khan went out for it and absolutely smashed it. Brilliant. We have one more session to go. We have the men's open, 83 to 105 kilo classes, and that's at 4 o'clock. But do stay with us for the medal ceremony.
Farshid Sultani. So in 63 weight class in open, third place with the result 105 kilos to Supanets Papea from Austria. Second place with the result 107.5 kilos to Palagi Janet from Hungary. In the first place with the result 112.5 kilos to Bostrom Alba from Sweden. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Sweden. In the 69 weight class in open, third place with the result 120 kilos took Ryabova Maria from Russian Olympic Committee. Second place with the result 120 kilos took Nurkenova Azek from Kazakhstan. And first place with the result 122.5 kilos took Patrick Andrea from Croatia. So ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Croatia. In the 76 weight class in open, third place with the result 122.5 kilos to Oldland Mikaela from Sweden. Second place with the result 135 kilos to Xylander Annika from Sweden. And the winner on this weight class with the result 141 kilos is Khan Ksenia from Kazakhstan. So please stand up for the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
Smaller one.